Hello everyone, and welcome back to Zesty Zoy Pod. In this episode, we have a highly special, esteemed guest who also happens to be a podcast host himself, Stanley Wong. Hey, thanks for the introduction. I'm really excited to be on the Zesty Zoy Pod. It's like my first time being a guest, and thanks for joining me on your birthday week. Hope everything's going well. Everything's been pretty good. Been working and running. Not doing much other things, but thanks for having me on. I don't know what I'll be talking about, but I'll be pretty hype. Yeah, thanks. We have a lot of topics to talk about. Hopefully it won't be too long. We also have some random questions from previous guests that they would like to know more about you. I'm ready to go. Thanks. Thanks for having me, and I've listened to all your previous, and watched them on YouTube. Those pretty inspirational. So much advice and takeaways. Hopefully, whatever I say will be at least 0.1% as good as the rest. But it's real honored being on the Zesty Zoy Pod. It's been like a lifelong dream. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. So just want to give a brief run through of who you are, what you do. Not too many people know who you are. Kind of hard to say who I am, but I'm Stanley. I like to run for fun. I like to do some other things for fun, like YouTube video stuff, podcasts. It's content creation. I'm moved to Seattle 2 years ago, 2 years and a couple months ago. It's been pretty fun. The weather's been pretty solid since I'm here, just been pretty busy with just a bunch of random stuff, and as of the last couple of seasons, been pretty busy with running and traveling. Oh, pretty cool. Easily transition to one of these guest questions. So how do you feel about what do you like about Canada versus the US? It's two different countries, though they're right beside each other. Maybe there's a lot of differences that you personally might like or dislike. Pretty good question. Like, sometimes Americans do ask me this, but I did live in the US for quite a couple of months, like a bit over 4 months for an internship in 2019, pre-pandemic. And a few months after graduating, I moved to Seattle in the July of 2022. So I'm pretty familiar with the U.S., its culture. I've pretty much chronically always online, social media, the Twitters, the Instagrams, the TikToks, all that. I guess used to be Snapchat. So I'm pretty familiar with American culture, and it's something I've always wanted to just live in America, especially because I work in tech. They do pay a bit more compared to Canada, though I do have to pay rent as opposed to living at home in Toronto. So that's a big trade-off. I probably would save a lot more if I lived back in Toronto, but I just wanted to experience something new. I guess Seattle's pretty cool, West Coast tech place, and ever since, I feel like U.S. there's some cities that are, it's like the U.S. like the size of it's really big. It's like even bigger than, it's like 50 countries in Europe combined or something. So there's a lot of countries within the U.S. Like if you go to Texas, it's different than going to Florida, than New York, even New York City, upstate. So many different, very diverse. So I think Seattle on its own doesn't really represent living in the U.S. Right. I agree with that. So I guess I can't really say living in the U.S., but it is different because I have to bring my passport every time I go back home, which kind of sucks. I just want to carry my ID around, but can't do that. I guess the USD is pretty good. That's why I like the US a bit more, but Canada is kind of like the motherland, it's pretty much the same to me, except for the passport thing. It's West Coast Canada is very similar to West Coast USA. I guess Seattle versus Vancouver, but not much to say about that. Sorry. All good. Some of these questions might not be the best suited for you, but it's what your fans want to hear. Or, I guess, what are your top 5 foods? if it pertains to your life, marathon training, just or in general. What do you think your top 5 foods are? Oh wow, yeah. Actually, someone, I think John Doerr, he was on a couple podcast episodes ago. He asked me something like this on a Saturday morning run a while ago with Priyam. Shout out to John and Priyam. But yeah, I guess been pretty much obvious since I was born. Top 5, can't really put in order right now, but top 5 is for sure strawberries, quinoa, chia seeds, French fries. Number 5 is quite a toss-up. Sometimes it could be mangoes, given that I eat around 1,500 to 2,000 calories worth of dried mangoes every day in the work office. Oh, whoa! That's a lot. Whoa, are you good? Yeah. A lot of coworkers do show concern, especially diabetes and all that. Like even if I exercise a lot, I do agree it's quite a bit, but it's routine at this point. Hopefully I don't stop functioning if I stop eating the mangoes, but been relying on like 15 to 20 packs of those dried mangoes, 90 calories each, quite a bit of sugar, but yeah, it keeps the engine running. Damn, that's quite impressive. And I hope you stay healthy because that's pretty bad. Yeah, it's been pretty bad. I love putting mangoes in like my smoothies, just eating them on just fresh mangoes on its own, like the Alfonso ones. But I can't really put top 5. Like it's as essential as it is right now. Like overall, my whole life, won't say it's top 5. It's quite pricey compared to some other fruits. But yeah, and I like strawberries more overall. But yeah, I guess number 5 food would be. It's hard. Like, I guess maybe. I guess maybe wild rice. Just throw another carb in there. Yeah. Wild rice is pretty solid. I guess. Yeah. Wild rice and quinoa both sound really healthy. I guess you eat healthy all the time, but you put French fries. That's 3 carbs. I guess you love carbs in general. And it's kind of hard to say favorite foods. Like, do you count like a Krabby Big Mac as a food, or do you count like the individual, like down to its primitive or basic level, like you say cow for like, instead of saying hamburger, you say cow. But yeah, I guess carbs in general I eat a lot of because I am a bit more heavy than I'd like to be, just to put that out there. Not always been gaining more weight than I'd like. But overall, it's been pretty good. I love to eat lots of food. I'm very picky though, but I don't really want to get into that. That's a can of worms. But yeah, it's been solid. My life has been filled with good food. Yeah, that's good to hear. Yeah, we got a huge list of questions from a specific individual, or individuals, but got a bunch of these questions. So first question is, how is he such a beast? Oh, that's pretty obvious. It's from someone who does always call me a beast for no reason. I think he went on a previous podcast episode. Won't spoil it, but yeah, I don't think I'm really a beast in general. Though sometimes, like when I do look back on some of my runs and random stuff that I do, I'm like, damn, I was really good back then, but I don't think I could replicate it anymore. I don't want to expose myself too much, but yeah, I look up to a lot of people, including the previous podcast guests, such as Tyler, John, Sergey, who else? Arjun, and everyone over at CHB. Yeah, I look up to a lot of them. They're all outdoor specialists. I'm got a city mentality. I'm not gotta hopefully evolve. Yeah, I do understand. Coming from a big city like Toronto into Seattle, you think you're in like another medium big city, but then there's like wilderness, like a 2-minute drive away. Yeah, it's like a lot of people here are outdoorists. I'm still a city boy. That's why I think. It's tough. I do like the outdoors, but like there's some things that when you hang out with people who are like completely next level, it kind of feels like you're out of it. You kind of want to participate, but at the same time, it's like super character building out of my comfort zones. Like, will I do this again? Will I do it at a higher intensity? It's kind of weird. Yeah, not a big fan of a lot of like I don't know, mountaineering, Yeah, backpacking I'm okay with, but I don't know. It's just that I was in scouts, not Boy Scouts, but like scouts in Canada in the past, and did so much outdoor stuff. But it was like kind of gave me PTSD because it's like so structured back then. They're like pretty strict with what you can do and not do, and it's like obviously the equipment is like hand me downs, so you don't get, like even in like the early to mid 2010s, like yeah, I got in backpacking trips, got to haul around like a huge stove, not like ultralight anything. So, and yeah, it's more structured, but I could see myself getting more outdoorsy as time goes on. But for now, I'll just stick to beginner stuff. I'm not really too beast. I'm not really super. I kind of want to be a more Seattle-y, but I guess I'm Stanley at heart, and Stanley right now it's not really super duper outdoorists. I like playing League of Legends at home with Soma Squad. Shout out to Soma. Yeah. Makes sense, makes sense. Me personally, I don't really do too much outdoor stuff either. I just do podcasts, content creation. Yeah, I think you can relate. Yeah, I can relate. Like, it's hard to mix so many different things together. Like, it's mixable, like content creation and outdoor stuff, but if you also combine like everything else in life, it does kind of get a bit clumpy and sometimes a bit overwhelming. Like, I just want to focus on specific stuff to content create and not have to, yeah, just breadth versus depth in terms of like hobbies, outdoor versus indoor. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I guess next up, what is his nutrition like? Coming from, I guess, my nutrition. Yeah. I guess expand on the mangoes and your favorite fruit. Yeah, like what's your nutrition like? Yeah, on my YouTube, I did publish a few like routine stuff in the past. Still very similar to Seattle routine. Like, I try to every day, like after my run, make a smoothie. So usually one fresh fruit. 99% of the time it's an orange because it's juicy. It's very easy to just chop into slice and throw it in the blender. And then use milk or plant-based milk. Usually it's Greek yogurt just for the protein. If there were cheaper plant-based yogurts, I'd definitely choose those ones, but based on experience, they're hella expensive, and I want the proteins. Chia seeds are pretty much almost mandatory. There's so much nutrients in them, and like frozen fruits, berries, and stuff. Yeah, sorry, that's just a quick rundown of the smoothie. Yeah, that sounds delicious. You had, pretty sure previous podcast guests had that. We had John and Arjun try it out, and they both kind of liked it. Yeah, it's pretty delicious. Call it Stanley's signature Seattle smoothie. Yeah, a bunch of frozen fruit, fresh fruits, nutrients. Yeah, and then breakfast, yeah, I have a couple slices of toast. Recently, I've been lazy, and instead of putting nut butter on, I just slap on like a hash brown. Like, I don't have a toaster in Seattle. I cook everything on like one of those mini frying pan, but like you could call it a frying pan. So I toast it on that. I toast my toast on that, but like it's really easy to just throw a hash brown on as well and just cook them all together kind of, and hash brown sandwich, lots of carbs. But the nut butter I've been using basically for the last 2 years until the recent few months when I did hash brown. But yeah, nut butter is really, really nutrient packed, makes you feel full, healthy fats, highly recommend. For lunch, it just depends. I guess the main things I get is usually cook up quinoa as my main carb. Veggies, I usually get like the spring mix, the fresh ones, and cook some minor one like of the broccoli and whatnot. The spring mix is like the powder greens, so like spinach, kale, that kind of thing. In terms of the snacks, I just get the office snacks, as mentioned before. This year, 2024 specifically, it was dried mangoes. As I mentioned before, 1,500 to 2,000 calories a day, every day. That's so bad, but yeah, that is so crazy. How are you still alive and not turned into a mango, literally? Yeah, I don't know. I've been talking, like sometimes coworkers are like, damn, what's wrong with you? Are you good? Like, you gotta see a doctor about it. I just don't want to talk about it. Just routine. I'm still alive, still doing pretty good physically and mentally, so I won't really change that much. But yeah, a lot of mangoes. On weekends, I do fine with the mangoes. Like, I don't think I'm addicted. Like, I traveled a bunch this year, and I don't have any withdrawal symptoms. I just generally just eat a lot of snacks, and mangoes are by default easy to consume. Don't really feel too bloated, and yeah, just that just happened. In terms of fast food, eat a lot of Chipotle. Any at least once a week, goes up to 4 times a week. It's just so good. Usually Chipotle, I add like the spring mixed veggies to it for even more nutrients, and sometimes I add a bit of quinoa to it as well for even more carbs. Just gotta make sure. Like one of my main weaknesses in the past was that I did eat enough, but I just need to make sure I eat enough like for dinner that's my main source of energy before my morning run, which I've been doing almost all the time. Yeah, don't really have too much. Aside from that, I'm pretty flexible. I try to avoid red meat because it's pretty bad. In a perfect world, I'd be vegan, but I'm mentally like lazy, so lazy. So, and sometimes I care about the price a bit too much of food. So, yeah, maybe not yet, but maybe one day I'll be vegan, or plant-based at least. I'm definitely have a lot of vegan or not animal contents in some clothing, but veganism pretty big growing thing. Yeah, respect to all the vegans out there. That was really good. Sorry to cut you off. We're running out of time. What is your favorite Pokemon? Oh, that's pretty out of left field. Maybe because like a lot of my profile photos for things are like a Mega Salamence, because it's my Google photo and I use my Google account for a lot of. You could like log in with Google with a lot of like different not social medias, but like apps and stuff. And yeah, on Strava, it's a Mega Salamence. So yeah, I have to say my favorite Pokemon is the Salamence. Quick reason, it's like one of my first most memorable Pokemon cards that I got. And it's really cool. It's Salamence, Dragon Flying. It's like one of the Ubers from Gen 4. Great stats. Even got a Mega Form, Mega Salamence, Aerialate with Double Edge, Goated. If you know, you know. And yeah, it looks really cool. It's so sick. I'm really liking like the Necrozma, the Necrozma fusion ones, the fused Necrozmas from Sun and Moon. Those ones look cool. Rayquaza's pretty nice too. Yeah, just dragons. Dragons are cool in general. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I guess not too many OG Pokemon, but we'll just go to the next one. What's your favorite Taylor Swift song? Oh man, this one is usually one of the hardest questions of all time, but I'd keep changing every single day. To keep this short, I'll just say keep Nothing New from Red TV, the Vault song. I've been listening to that a bit more than some other songs, just randomly when I want to listen to music, I just play it. Yeah, it's nice, soft, nice melody. Can listen to it in pretty much any place, anytime. It's pretty nice. I won't say it's favorite of all time, but it's my favorite at this very moment. Might change in 5 seconds. So let's go next question, please. Oh yeah, okay. Favorite. It's a pretty nice song. Me personally, haven't listened to it, but yeah, you do you. What's your favorite CHB? Damn, I think I asked, or you asked, or Tyler this last month. CHB is a group of athletes, and I'm really privileged to be part of them. I look up to pretty much all of them. They all do amazing things. Some things I can only dream of accomplishing / doing. It's a tough one, because I never really think of favorites. Everyone's so welcoming. Everyone's really fun to hang out with. Even though I don't really talk that much, I just be on the side and just run, jog, do whatever they're doing, just chilling. But yeah, it's hard to tell. Though I would have to say, super biased. Hopefully, it doesn't rub anyone the wrong way. It has to be Tyler Roca. He's one who added me or invited me to this group, and without him, I wouldn't be probably on this podcast. Probably won't be doing a lot of runs. Yeah, and yeah, I'm really sorry to everyone else. I genuinely don't know why I didn't choose you. I just chose Tyler just because he added me to the group, and maybe someone else would have, but it was just, I don't know. It might change tomorrow, might change the day after, but at the moment, I'm really blessed to be on this podcast as well. And I know I wouldn't be here on the Zesty Zoy pod without Tyler. So thank you. Yeah, he was one of the people who submitted a bunch of questions for you. I didn't ask too many people at once, but he seemed very enthusiastic about it. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I just want to interrupt. There's so many people that I should give shout outs to, but I just don't want to duck the question. And like, it's like everyone's tied for first in my heart. But if I had to say someone, it has to be the person who added me, because I wouldn't have all these favorites without that favorite who added me to the group, kind of, in a way. Yeah, makes sense. Everyone else, Stanley doesn't like you. Yeah, next question. Darkest secret. Yeah, I don't think I have any secrets. I have some things trapped inside my head that I don't want to say, but they're not really secrets and they're not really that dark. Next question, sorry. Yeah, makes sense. I guess you don't really want to fully participate in the podcast and avoid. And yeah, sure. What's your next question? What's your core routine? Yeah, I don't really have a core routine, but I guess every time after I run, I foam roll, and then after foam rolling, I do some like some stretching or like some mobility or core work, and yeah, it's like on my back doing some core stuff, really basic for like a minute, and then do like planks for like, I don't know, like 30 seconds, and then do the mountain climber things on a plank position for like 10, 20 seconds, and then some push-ups if that helps. Not much in the core. I don't need a six-pack like I see a lot of people with six-packs these days, and hopefully I can get it there one day. Yeah, sure. What's your skincare routine? Oh, yeah, skincare routines are pretty bad. But yeah, I'm getting better. I'm trying to get better. I guess in general, like, I obviously put moisturizer on skin after showering and all that. That's what I do, at least for like my whole life. In terms of skincare in the face, like twice a day, like before I go out every morning and before I go to sleep, I put on first like put water on my face, then put cleanser, then rinse or dry my face, and then put toner, and then just some generic toner. For the cleanser, it's CeraVe, because it's a default, I guess. And then yeah, toner is some generic one from Target, and then let that sit for a while and just do other random chores. And then after that, I'll put moisturizer on. In the morning, I have like this CeraVe SPF moisturizer, which is pretty good. And at night, I just have some generic one from Trader Joe's. And yeah, that's basically it for the skincare. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, I guess. I guess you're not a fashion model, so that's fine. You're not. Yeah. Yeah, I guess for my skin. For my facial skin, I guess I should do a bit more work with it, because I always get these random thingies. But yeah, I know pretty soon I'm gonna get serum and some other stuff. I just need to like make sure my routine is solid. I'm gonna do it every day before I overwhelm myself with too many things, since sometimes I slack off on it, which is pretty bad. But yeah, serum next and some other stuff. Hopefully some higher quality stuff. But yeah, it's going okay. Yeah. That's I guess your next question is top tip for being a beast. Yeah, I'm not a beast. I don't. Yeah. Just answer it, please. The podcast is running out of time. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. It's my fault. I don't really have any tips. I guess just positive mindset. I don't know, positive mindset. Just try to have a good diet and exercise 5 to 6 times a week. Sure. Okay. Next question. How is he so innovative and creative? Yeah. That's a pretty inaccurate statement. I'm mostly creative just from stealing other people's ideas. Like it's kind of like transform. You take ideas from the past and kind of some minor transformations, and you just do it like as you do currently. So like YouTube videos, like I learn from other YouTubers I watch. I guess podcasting, I don't really consider that creative or innovative. I don't know what that means, but I assume it means things that people don't really do, like YouTube videos or podcasts or writing books. Even though I do nothing, it's pretty brain dead for most of them. In my opinion, I'm not really good at any of them. Not innovative and creative enough for us full salary. But yeah, for me, I just like to have fun. And for most of these things that I do, mostly started out as like me just want to try it out. It's like, how much effort do I need to be professional at this? Because if I do become professional at this, it'd be awesome. I don't have to work this 9-to-5 job, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, turns out making music is very, very hard. I'm not hard, just I don't have any interest. I like doing music stuff for fun, but like I don't have any interest to make super high quality beats production. I tried signing up for vocal lessons this year, but the person didn't respond to my email, so I got lazy and didn't want to search for anyone else. Yeah, not much, but yeah, just doing things that are fun and different, I guess. Just depends. Yeah, sounds good. And where does your entrepreneurial spirit come from? I'm not an entrepreneur. Next question. Me personally, I have a couple questions I'd like to ask you. It's your birthday coming up soon. Yeah, please don't expose me. Next question. Okay. Next question. Rumors have it is that you're running a lot of marathons over the next month, year, decade. Do you have any plan? I know you say you want to expose yourself, but rumors have it is that you've already told so many people about your plan. Like, how do you feel about running these marathons? I know for sure, you can't lie about this, you have the Portland Marathon this Sunday. And for the folks out there, this podcast episode was recorded on the week before the release date, so between October 1st and 5th. Yeah, Portland Marathon. I guess I can't lie. I'll just say what my plans are. I don't know why I signed up for it. It seemed like a big city race, so it seemed pretty fun. I don't know why I'm doing all these marathons. I know your podcast is going way over time. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, Portland Marathon seems flat-ish in general. I'll just don't get twisted. It's not a super hard course, I think, but I haven't really ran there, so my goal is sub 2:55. Don't get it twisted. It's not really like a PR or anything. I just want to run like a good pace, maybe a long tempo, 26 mile. It's so dumb when I say it out loud, but what Portland Marathon, based on the emails and website I've been getting, or like the stuff I've been reading, it's really well organized, lots of perks. And one of the perks is that you get like a vacation tag or like the luggage tag thing that says you're Boston qualified or something, or Portland Marathon thing, if you get a BQ time in the marathon. So obviously that's like a free item if I run under 2:55, which is this year's updated Boston qualifying time. Want to be sub 3. I initially planned was sub 3, and then they switched to qualifying times like a few weeks ago, which is kind of boo. But yeah, I'm trying for 2:55. I might test out the Alpha Fly 2s. Haven't worn them for anything over 20 miles yet. The last time I wore them was for the Vancouver Half Marathon. Did a 6-mile warm-up jog to the start line from my Airbnb, then did a 13-mile half marathon, then walked around and commuted back. So that's another couple miles in those shoes. But yeah, the main point is just explore Portland for a bit more and run the 2:55. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Yeah, 2:55. Wow. And what do you plan to do after that? We definitely know we're doing Chicago. And based on previous podcast episodes, you got Istanbul, Toronto, Frankfurt. What else do you got? Yeah, I'll expose my full schedule. Looks like you're willing to give me a few more minutes. Thank you, Zesty Zoy. Thank you, Mr. Podcast Host. Yeah, my goal for Chicago, originally last year, when I applied, like, damn, 2:40 should be pretty easy if I stay healthy, if I do speed workouts, if I have a structured plan. Should be pretty easy, because in 2022, when I got like 2:47 in Seattle Marathon, off of zero speed work, only ran faster than that marathon pace 3 times the whole year, and 4 times that whole year, and got 2:47. I was like, damn, that's a big PR improvement and as well as taking 3 months off running January to March, basically. just because I was lazy and degenerate. But yeah, I was like, damn, 240, like a bit more mileage, consistency. I should be 245, 240 ish shape. So it should be sub 240 in 2023. But who knows? I don't know. I ran a lot in 2023. New Year's resolution was to run every day. And obviously that takes a toll, especially I like to take rest days in the past. And yeah, I did run every day. And I did set a new PR by like 5 seconds, like 247, like 04 or something in the New York City Marathon, which is known to be hilly and a lot of elevation gain and not a place you'd want to set a PR. So yeah, I was pretty happy. And that was also my 4th marathon in 5 weeks. Like I did Munich, Amsterdam, then the Dixathon, the Burger Marathon the week after, 1 week break, the New York City Marathon, and I got my PR there. Well, the other 3 previous marathons, I just ran for fun, for energy, for solid workout, I don't know, just enjoying myself. While in New York City, I kind of wanted like 245-ish, but I kind of fell off at the end, like those last couple of miles in near Central Park. Super destruction, and yeah, I just gave it all I could. It's a tiny PR, I'm happy with it, but in retrospect, I would think to myself, like, damn, was I in like 240 shape without all those other marathons, without taking a red-eye flight like 3 days before and just doing a bunch of random stuff? I don't know, but I guess we'll never know because it doesn't seem like I care too much about my PR or speed compared to previous years, which is a good and a bad thing because when I look back at all my like runs that I did like 2020, 2021, was so much faster in every aspect. Like all my easy jogs are so much faster. All my hard workouts are non-existent these days until recently. Yeah. That's 2023. We're talking about 2024. Can you get back to it? Yeah, sorry, it's rambling. Yeah, so that's 4 and 5 weeks. That's why I was confident I could do 5 and 5 weeks this year. Because back then when I signed up for those, I was like, damn, I'm gonna kill myself. Unless I jog all those or like do super slow in all of them, like there's no way how will I survive back-to-back marathons or back-to-back marathons? But now I'm confident. Especially running so much this summer, doing so much dumb runs, I'm pretty confident that I can do 5 and 5 weeks. I think I should be confident for all 5 in sub-3 marathon, but I'm trying to PR in Chicago, that's the thing. Yeah, and sorry for rambling, but to loop back, yes, Chicago this year was supposed to be sub 240, but I decided to stupidly continue the New Year's resolution and do a bunch of random other runs in the summer when I should be like building my speed and other stuff, like doing a 100-mile run, doing like 33 miles in a day, then racing a 10K after, etc., etc. So dumb. And then, so yeah, Chicago, hopefully sub 245 should be. I'd be crying. I don't know how to feel if I don't, but I really want a sub 245 so I can get to Berlin next year. That's the main intention, hopefully. Like if I get sub 240, I'd literally just burst into tears. Like that's the whole goal, and if I'm able to do sub 240 on top of everything else I've done over the last like 10 months this year, like I'd be blown away. It'd be a loss of words, but I don't think that's possible. Like that'd be my half marathon PR twice. To be fair, I didn't race those ones in good shape, but nonetheless, so hopefully sub 245 on a good day. Should be pretty good. Chicago's pretty fast. And the week after is the Toronto Marathon, Waterfront Marathon. That was my very first marathon I've run in my life, the Toronto one in 2018. And that one I kind of blew up a bit, not too much, a bit near the end, ran out of energy. So kind of a redemption run and kind of want to do a race alongside my sister. Shout out to Cynthia. She's doing the half though, but yeah, I just wanted to be part of it. So yeah, full marathon, hopefully sub 3, pretty flat course, pretty fast. But yeah, it depends on how I feel because I'm actually doing the Toronto Waterfront 5K the day before. Same organization, but just the day before. Because a lot of my friends, shout out to Soma Squad, picked up running and they're doing a 5K, so I might as well do that. Not sure what pace I'd go out at. I'm thinking right now, sub 19, 5K, that'd be pretty solid, and that'd be a good tempo or shake up before a marathon the day after. Not sure though, or I could run alongside them. Shout out to Ezekiel, Adrian, and the rest of you guys, Sansa. So yeah, that's the Toronto Marathon, and then the week after is Frankfurt. Before it used to be 4 and 5 weeks, so I wouldn't have Frankfurt. I did Istanbul after, but 4 and 5 weeks, I was like, damn, I did that last year. I'll try to do one more again. I'll be in Europe anyways. I'll find a big city marathon. That sounds fun. There's either that or like Venice, Italy. But Venice is like, I don't know, I feel like it's harder to fly into Italy compared to Germany. Like, it's a lot more stuff and more easy to train around and get to Istanbul. So, yeah, Frankfurt, hopefully, it seems like a pretty fast course and pretty big city marathon, so that's pretty hype. I don't know how jet lagged I'll be. I get in on Friday morning, I think. So it should be pretty well rested and recovered. And then the fifth one in 5 weeks is Istanbul, which I mentioned before, Tyler invited me to do, and I thought I was added to the CHB group, which was pretty elite. And yeah, it's how everything pretty much started for me in the mid 2024 Seattle running era, or yeah. So yeah, Istanbul, that'd be pretty hype, and that's the reason why I signed up to run with a bunch of friends, and then travel to Turkey the week after for the next week. Yeah, so those are basically my goals. In Toronto Waterfront Marathon, I might have another goal thing in mind, but it's not set yet, so I won't say anything out loud. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, you're good? Do you need water or anything? Yeah, Chipotle's kind of dry. Yeah, I'm good. Sorry. Yeah, so that's 5 and 5 weeks, and that's basically my goals. I don't really have any goals except for the first two, to be honest. But yeah, sub 3 hours for all of them would be kind of sick. But just being healthy, recovering nicely, and doing tourism nicely on top of this is basically the main goal. Last year, I was able to somehow easily do all that. Like before the Amsterdam, where I ran 2:55, I was able to like do 50,000 steps of tourism, walking, exploring the day before. So I like that night. Sorry for rambling. Just a quick story. Yeah, that night before I slept in the hostel, my ankles were hurting so much. And then the next day, it was like one of the easiest sub 3 marathons of my life. Like the crowd was so hype. I love that marathon. That was my favorite one, I think, so far. So yeah, I think I'm pretty confident I can travel nicely as well as do sub 3 for all of them. But if not the end of the world. Main goal is sub 2:45 Chicago. And I guess if we're going one at a time, running Portland in a few days, sub 2:55 for that extra luggage tag, because that'd be pretty fun. So yeah, that's my marathon goals. Whoa, that sounds pretty awesome. A lot of stuff. Good luck. It sounds terribly hard. Don't know why anyone would put them through it, but yeah, hopefully you get through it. Good luck. Yeah, thanks. I'll try to get through it. I think I can. I've ran a lot this year. Like, hopefully I'm not at the breaking point where it's like after like 1 or 2 marathons, I'm like, my body just completely breaks down because, yeah, I've been running every day since the first day of 2023. So, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Hopefully you can recover nice and eat all the mangoes you can, eat all the proteins you can. Yeah. So yeah, I guess this wraps up this episode of the Zesty Zoy pod. Thank you so much to Stanley for coming on. He's pretty busy with all his random other things in his life, and he decided to come on. So thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for having me. I'd gladly spend another 20 hours on this, one of the best podcasts in history. Thanks so much, Stanley, for hosting. I've learned so much from your guests. Hopefully you could get more better guests on, talk about some better content, because yeah, I honestly don't know how this one will go. But yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a privilege. Yeah. No problem. Thank you for joining, and yeah, thank you everyone for listening to this episode of the Zesty Zoy pod featuring Stanley. Stay zesty.